Hi Aquarius, this is your end of the year insight. These are the cards that flipped out for you. And Aquarius, our main energy here is the Ten of Cups. I want to focus on that for a minute because this is amazing. And I'm telling you, I save space here on my phone by not filming my shuffling. But when I shuffle, I just let the cards flip out. So I took one from the Crow deck to be our main energy. And when that flipped out, I'm expecting to see these amazing things, yes, but it's always a different story each time for every reading that I do. And the story here is quite impressive. And I can't wait to get into that. So again, our main energy here, Ten of Cups, wish fulfillment, and a very calm sense of life, you're very comfortable in life. This is basically, in essence, if you are not there right now, this is what you're manifesting. And this is what's coming into play. We're going to look at cause and effect. So over here, we're going to start over here with the Hierophant. I really feel like in the past, a lot of you really, truly applied yourself to your education. You were very, very smart. I'm getting that a lot of you were honor roll students. If you weren't honor roll students, some of you may have struggled actually with the grades part of it, but you're very intuitive. You have a different sort of knowledge about you. You're very culturally inclined, some of you. You're like an old soul. You're very knowledgeable about the earth. There's some things that are just a given to you that other people struggle to comprehend. I'm getting that some of you have very high IQs. Some of you very, very well educated in the like the worldly sense, in like street smarts, but have not been to school. Haven't been to school, like say beyond high school. And I'm getting also too, there's a sense of stability with this. I feel like some of you have been very comfortable being independent. I think you've been independent for quite some time and you're comfortable with that. But likewise, the duality, I'm getting that it's almost like you've learned to be just as comfortable, independent as you are with a significant other, which is actually really beneficial. And this helps in working relationships too. It teaches you how to allow someone their space, how to take those social cues. And, it's not that we have to be perfect, but when you have that little extra consideration for your fellow human being, it really does go a long way. It sets a tone on how to treat you. And you'll find that, with setting certain boundaries, which I feel like the Hierophant does, he sets boundaries. This isn't someone who lets anyone just walk all over them. But at the same time, they use their education and their insight and even their social skills to sort of mediate and enter conversations fluidly and with a sense of comfortable personality, So I really like this card starting off. And it smooths right into the Six of Wands, which is a victory card. I just love these pictures. And this victory card is about hard work as well. I do see that these are almost like levels you completed and certificates you made. For some of you, it was different courses you took. The number of courses you had to take, or the number of CEU credits. For some of you, there's CEU credits you had to get. I'm getting also for some of you actually are running a race. You're running a race, like you're doing a marathon or it's up there. It's like bigger than a 5K. It's you're doing like a marathon, and you're going to place within the top. There's like a top small group, but you're going to place pretty high up. Okay. And then I'm also getting, some of you are building, some of you are going to be building something. You've done the work, you've looked into the different courses. You've actually, I think some of you have looked and watched repeatedly and religiously YouTube videos online on like how to fix it and how do it yourself. I couldn't get it out for a minute. DIY, all sorts of fix-it ideas for this project you want to do, and you're starting to get to where you know exactly what you're doing. You're going to be really good at this because you've looked into it and you've done the work. I'm also getting that this build is going to be something that sort of takes off. This could be very prosperous. This could be a very prosperous build. And so with that being said, we're going to go into, of course, the Ten of Cups. So again, that prosperous, that this, whatever this win is, it's you doing the work though, and then you sort of elevating your comprehension skills. I'm getting your social skills, something to do with your social skills. You are completely revamping them. You've decided that the ones that you had in the past, they just don't serve you. You're revamping your social skills, and you're welcoming a lot of new kind of people into your circle. It's going to be very inclusive. I feel like if you were brought up traditionally in the past to only think one way, like say in your family, that's how you were raised, to only think one way and spiritually know it's just this way. I think you're going to open your mind to other people's beliefs and their spiritual beliefs, and you're going to be very welcoming about it. I think you're going to understand that you don't necessarily have to believe the exact same thing to be welcoming about it and to embrace who they are as a person, and that their journey brought them to a place where that's what they believe and that's what they feel, and just marvel in it and just marvel how all our journeys are different, and I really feel like you're learning this sense of peace. So this victory too is almost like breaking out of confinement, like breaking out of a jail card, and for lack of a better word, but when you are sheltered under one kind of belief system, it is a little bit more difficult to relate to others on outside of viewpoints. So I feel like you're breaking those boundaries. And if there were any family ties to those boundaries, you're breaking out of that in a discreet and comfortable way for everyone. I feel also there are some family members you might be educating in a very kind and considerate way. I feel like you, and that's the important thing about the Wands card. This isn't a sword card where you're just being abrasive and like telling them about themselves. No, this is you really have understanding how to communicate with your fellow man, with your fellow human being, and to see them and view them as a human being. And that, hey, we're all flawed. It's not the end of the world. There's bigger problems in the world. Let's work together here. And I feel like you've graduated into this comprehension level of how humans operate. And because of that, again, welcoming so many different kinds of people into your circle. And of course, where that comes, it becomes very abundant. We're down here with the Queen of Wands. This is where this sort of ignites new passions. Look at this gorgeous card. And she is just in her element. One thing I'm getting very clear, everything blooms in her presence. She's like the enchantress. I'm getting also to like, when she's around, this energy, and it doesn't have to be a female. This is just a feminine energy. It could be like an essence to someone. Male, female, twin spirit, does not matter, but you can feel them before they walk into the room. It's almost like the wind changes. This is the power that you are now embodying because you've learned these life lessons. And now you're like this force to be reckoned with. You're sort of like your own inertia, your own momentum in itself. And I really feel it's a beautiful thing to see because it's the ultimate evolution, and it is such a beautiful one. Now, from that, we're going straight up here to the Fool. So this is the part that I was looking at, and something came to mind immediately. And I have to be honest with you, okay? And this is not going to resonate for everyone, but for a couple of you out there, it definitely is. Some of you are considering having an affair, okay? A little bit about that. Yes, it's a risk, okay? Yes, you're stepping out into the unknown with the Fool here. You're tempted. You're tempted. I'm also feeling I'm getting someone saying very, very comically and mischievously, don't look at me. It's not my fault. It's not my fault I was seduced. It's not my fault I was seduced. Y'all are brats. It's not my fault I was seduced. But with the Fool here, I feel like you're stepping out to the unknown. And with the Four of Cups below, not quite looking at what the universe is presenting to you, or gifting you. And I feel like you have gifts around you. You have opportunities and gifts around you. And you don't want to be distracted, okay? But there are distractions, because when you're on the top of your game, when you're in this status, of course there's going to be distractions. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be cheating on anyone. I just mean that there's someone who's tempting you right now. And from the feeling that I'm getting with these two cards, it could serve as a distraction. So that is just a heads up. This is not fate. This is not set in stone. This is just letting you know this is what flipped out. This is like your guide. And so you just take this information because this is in the future. So just be wary of this. Now, the good part about this, whether this be an actual person that lures you away from your abundance and all that, I don't see that it's really luring you away from abundance as it is distracting you from multiplying it. So that's one thing to be mindful of. Also, too, if this is a new business venture, this is something you're going to want to be very, very careful about, as any business venture would be. Just don't expect it to, don't expect miracles, but at the same time, pay attention when you are being assisted. It's okay to accept help. All right. Well, I hope this helps. Until next time, my loves, over and out.